Okay, I believe we are live. So this is Howard Owens, publisher of the Batavian. We're doing another live stream here this afternoon. We're going to be talking to Charitie Bruning from she's a child care director at the YMCA, and we're going to talk about kind of how they've been helping out families in Genesee County through the pandemic and what they are currently doing now. So, Charity, good to see you. How you doing?
I'm doing great today. Thank you so much for taking the time to talk with us today.
Sure. So, first of all, just you've had a lot going on since the pandemic hit. You had to jump in and help a lot of parents, kind of on an emergency basis. Just talk about what's evolved. What have you done over the almost last year now?
Absolutely, and it's crazy to think that this has kind of been going on for 11 months now. So as we started to find out about what was going on with COVID-19 in March, we were looking at how to transition those schools, what we could do. So when everything shut down, we were kind of at a standstill because the YMCA has been providing childcare services to Genesee County for over 30 years. We have programs that really capture kids from birth and beyond. We purposefully have programs that nurture the youth through UPK, nursery school, after school, camp, child watch, swim lessons, youth sports, like the list just goes on and on. So through that, we kind of build strong communities with our families. And so with that, the school shut down and we kind of had to transition into either providing virtual care, childcare, things like that. So we began shutting down, and then we developed virtual components to provide active and engaging activities to families to do at home while they couldn't be with us. And then when we found out a little bit more about how we could open up safely, we then started to provide emergency childcare for those essential and working families across our branches. And then from there, we transitioned into summer camp, providing that safely. So it's just been really rolling with the punches, finding out what's going on with the pandemic, and then responding appropriately for our community.
Sounds like it's kept you busy. So, what's kind of the current needs you're seeing for families right now, and how are you helping to address those?
So in particular, we are looking, so with our branch specifically, we are providing after school services in 7 school districts, and that normally has us in 9 different after school locations. So a few of our schools are still in the hybrid model, especially right here in Batavia. So we are providing what is called Y Academy. So what happens is on students' remote learning days, they will come to the Geneseo School, which is one of our hub locations, and also the Batavia YMCA, and they can then do all of their remote learning work. So we will have our teachers that are there. They help all of the students get onto their remote learning classroom meetings. We will make sure that they are completing that work. We're in communication with the teachers often. The partnership that we have with Batavia City Schools is really integral in making sure that we can provide that supplemental program. So from there, our staff, do all of those checklist things, but then we've got the students with us the entire day, which is phenomenal. And so we will have supplemental activities that our staff will do. So it's not just about that academic component for us. We're also making sure that we are meeting the needs of that critical social component and also that physical activity component, which is great because we have the full gym to be able to use with the YMCA facility so that we can really support the students in doing that.
That's great. I got to imagine you're kind of helping out in two ways. One, those parents who can't be with their kids, and the subset of that, the parents who don't necessarily feel like they're doing. I know there's frustration for some parents that they're not really educators, and then also we see reports. Sometimes it's hard to keep kids on task, and you're able to do that.
Absolutely. I mean, we know the studies are showing that there are increased needs for mental and social health and counseling for not only families but for youth as well. We're seeing because students might only be in school 2 days a week, that they're really missing that social component, that physical activity component for the other 3 days of the week. And the YMCA is helping to kind of be that catalyst and that bridge for them to be able to provide those services. So it's helping the parents, keep their cool, and it's helping us to be able to provide that social component. And it's really making sure that those students have those pieces so that while we are all reacting to and trying to, not only survive in this pandemic environment, that we're also making sure that our students can start to thrive. So it is open to any participants that are ages 5 and up. So right now we have some students that are in kindergarten. We'll have some that are in the middle school. You just have to, be currently enrolled in school to be able to do that. With that being said, you don't have to necessarily be one of those students that's participating in just the hybrid model. If you're 100% virtual, you're welcome to participate in our programs as well. So we have an application process. The parents fill out the application form, they return it back to us. We do have a monthly payment plan that the parents will work out, and it just varies depending on what they need. If a parent is only doing 1 day of full day remote learning, that's what they can pay for. If they need a hybrid of before and after school services and remote learning, we've got a price point for that. So it's really catered to each family's needs. On top of that, we also understand that because of the pandemic, that finances are a huge barrier. And one thing that we're very proud of at the YMCA is that we're not turning away any families based on inability to pay. We are able to do that through our Strong Communities campaign, which is currently up and running right now. And we can provide financial aid to our students for that as well. So we currently, based on multiple child discounts that we offer for families. We accept DSS. We have that financial aid, and because of that, 40% of our students that are currently involved in our before and after school programs, as well as the Y Academy days, are currently on some type of financial assistance. Absolutely. So we run an annual campaign every year, and this it allows all of our participants to participate. So whether you have that financial need and need to participate in programs, or whether you're financially able to do that, it kind of puts everyone on that same playing field. So anyone that is interested in giving back to that Strong Communities campaign, you can donate online at glowymca.org. You can come right by our building and fill out a pledge campaign, and all of those dollars go towards our families and those who have that impact need. So it's not going to some type of large corporation, it goes right back into that Genesee branch. So if there is a parent that is looking to get swim lessons for their child, they can get financial aid for that. If there is somebody who needs a membership and can't necessarily afford that, that can go towards that. So there are different things that the Strong Community campaign goes towards, but it is all to go right back into the community that we are currently serving in Genesee County. Yeah, so just as the community continues to grow around the pandemic, we also are too. So it's not just the YMCA Academy that we're offering. We have brought back our nursery school programs. Our UBK program is back up and running. We're making sure that we're doing so with safety guidelines in place. We are constantly reevaluating what the Department of Health and the CDC are saying, and we're working very closely with those agencies. We're also licensed through the Office of Children and Family Services for all of our child care programs. So we are making sure that everything that we're doing is kept with not only that safety component in mind, but to make sure that it's also the most engaging for our members. Swim lessons are starting to come back. Our gymnastics programs are back up and running at the Liberty Center location. We've recently brought back open gym with those COVID guidelines. And also we're really excited that we've got our first Parents Night Out program that is coming back March 19th. It's that St. Patrick's Day weekend. So any of our parents that are just looking to get a couple of hours outside of the house to kind of take some time for them, we are going to be running an after hours event that parents will be able to participate in from 7:30 to 9. It's $5 per kid. And so they can come in, we will provide them meals. We are providing games, we're doing arts and crafts activities. So they'll be able to kind of go around the branch and have fun while parents can kind of take a little bit of time for themselves. And lastly, especially talking about those meals, we just kind of want to give another shout out to the Batavia City School District and the partnership that we have with them. We have been able to provide meals to all of the students that are in our Y Academy programs and also our before and after school program. They're getting free breakfast, they're getting free lunches. We've been able to do that through the summer camp program, but also through Y Academy, and we're just really fortunate to be able to continue to partner with them to make sure that the students and the young people of Batavia are getting all of their needs met.
That's great. You mentioned open gym. Rob mentioned to me the other day that the Monday, Wednesday basketball guys are back, but wearing masks.
Yes, it's definitely a little bit different, but the energy is still the same. 4 o'clock, as soon as those doors open, we've got a line of young people and adults that are just right in there, ready to play pickup basketball. So we're so excited to see that life really starting to come back into our branch.
And I also imagine that means the workout areas are open too, and
Yes,
racquetball,
workout
everything.
area. Yep, the workout area has been open. With that, we are following the health department guidelines. So while you are working out, you do need to have a mask while you are on the equipment, while you are going about the facility and the area. The only exception is while you are in the pool. So obviously you do not need to wear a mask while you're in the pool, but you can reserve those lap swimming. We do have water exercise classes that are back now. We're going to be introducing a couple more. And so anytime that you're in, we've got group exercise classes and all of those things to just make sure that everyone can stay well and fit. And with that, the child watch services that are available in the mornings. So if you've got little guys that are not quite in school yet or on their remote learning day, you can come in, work out, and put your kids in child watch. So again, we're making sure that those families have that well-rounded experience here.
That's great. I appreciate your time, Charity. Is there anything else you wanted to bring up?
Of course, I would love to plug our summer camp program. So we've got our early bird registration that is going until March 1st. For each week that you put down a deposit and register from now and March 1st, you will be entered into a free week of camp. We've also got a few other giveaways that we are going to be doing. Last year, we were the only Department of Health registered summer camp that was happening in Genesee County. We were able to run summer camp at actually all three of our YMCA locations. And so we are going to be doing that again. Planning is well underway. We've got our theme set. We are doing supply purchases for that. We've got a bunch of our staff that are coming back, and we're looking to begin the hiring process for that. So while we were able to kind of learn what we needed to do responding to the pandemic last year, we are very confident in what we're doing this year to make sure that we can once again have a safe summer and make sure that it's a fun experience for our youth.
Great. Thank you very much, Charity. Appreciate your time.
Of course, thank you so much and have a great rest of your day. And, stop by the Y anytime.
Great. Thank you.
Thanks so much, Howard.
So it's Howard Owens, publisher of the Batavian. And at 3 o'clock, we're going to be talking to Dan Ireland, the CEO of UMMC, president up there, and we'll find out more about what's been going on. Thank you, and tune in later.